Let's see the recent maritime accidents. Oiljetty damaged by tanker Grand Ace 8 in Chittagong. On September 30th, the product tanker Grand Ace 8 collided with an oil terminal jetty at Chittagong, Bangladesh, while berthing. The tanker came from Malaysia and Thailand with 35,074 tons of diesel oil on board, a portion of which was lightened at anchoring to allow the ship to approach the port. The disaster was caused by defective anchoring systems, according to port and terminal authorities. The tanker is believed to be under charter. Hazardous materials matter interrupts the voyage of container ship THALASSA PATRIS. The container ship THALASSA PATRIS traveled from Singapore to Suez on September 30th in the Laccadive Sea north of the Maldives, and then proceeded to Colombo, when one or more containers containing hazardous material or liquid began to leak. She landed at Colombo on October 2nd and was berthed in order to remove and damaged containers. Suez's ETA has already been pushed back from October 5th to October 11th. SMARAGD, a Dutch freighter, breached the berth wall while docked in Germany. The general cargo ship SMARAGD allegedly crashed with a dock wall at Wilhelmshaven, Germany, on its way from Goole, UK, on the morning of October 3rd. The cause is thought to be strong wind gusts. The ship's hull was breached, and the quay was also damaged. There are currently no additional details available. RAFFAELE RUBATTINO and Antonello da Messina ferries collide in Palermo, both damaged. On arrival from Naples, the passenger Ro-Ro ferry RAFFAELE RUBATTINO was contacted by the stern bow of the berth ferry Antonello da Messina at Palermo, Sicily, on the morning of October 3rd. Both ships were damaged, as seen in the photo, although the amount of the damage is unknown. An accident was caused by a misunderstood stern thruster's failure. Raja 3, Samui ferry, Thailand. The ferry Raja 3 caught fire with a lot of smoke in the evening of October 3rd during her planned trip from Koh Samui Island to Koh Phanang Island, Thailand's world-famous resorts until the new normal period, with 30 people, 14 vehicles, and a number of motorcycles on board. The boat stopped at Koh Phanang shortly after decks were filled with smoke, causing considerable fear. All passengers were evacuated and are safe. ISFJORD, a disabled tanker, drifts adrift in Norwegian waters. The engine of the product tanker ISFJORD failed in the afternoon of October 4th near the western shore of Riftek Island, Harstad, Troms, while on way from Harstad to Belsen. The tanker is aided by the neighboring general cargo ship Vestland to prevent drifting ashore. A tug has been dispatched to tow the tanker, however there is a potential that the crew may solve the problem and restart the engine. Tanker Shandong Zihe's third officer found hanged in the thruster room. An informant informed MB of the sad death of the third officer of the tanker Shandong Zihe on October 1st, when the ship was its way from ports in the Gulf of Guinea to the Banco del Hoyo anchorage west of the Gibraltar Strait. He was later transferred to the infirmary, where he was thought to be still alive, but at 20:47 UT, he was declared dead by Telemedical Maritime Assistance Service MES, which was called immediately after he was discovered. There is still no word on the reason of his death, which appears to be a suicide for the time being. In a collision, the captain of the freighter Andre Michel 1 died, France. According to lemarine.westfrance.fr, a French pilot was killed. Nobody was hurt, despite the fact that 7 Ukrainian crew members fled. The telescopic bridge was not lowered, and the accident is being investigated. In the evening of October 2nd, the general cargo ship Andre Michel 1 crashed with a canal bridge in the Mondragon-Donsir Canal in Rhone. The bridge was entirely demolished in the collision, and the captain, who was presumably alone on the bridge, was killed. ZHONG AN YANG, a Panamax bulk carrier in danger of capsizing, is salvaged, China. The bulk carrier ZHONG AN YANG, carrying 55,000 tons of technical sand, collided with a reef about 5 nautical miles south of Namri Island, Fujian Seas, Fujian Province, China, northern Taiwan Strait, in the afternoon of October 3rd, while traveling north from Quanzhou. The hull was apparently broken in the fore cargo hold or holds, port side, resulting in water intrusion. The bulk ship created a 10-degree portside list and issued a distress signal. In the afternoon of October 4th, the ZHONG AN YANG arrived safely at Fujian Port and was berthed at Guangdong. In downtown Rotterdam, freight ship EEMS Cobalt sailing with disabled passengers. The ship EEMS Cobalt had engine failure in downtown Rotterdam on October 7th. In an emergency, the ship had to lower its portside anchor to avoid collision or touch. She was transferred to a nearby dock and berthed about an hour later. The ship continued sailing towards Dordrecht and arrived safely at 1030 UT. Helen H's crew of 2 injured are airlifted to hospital, Italy. In the afternoon of October 8, 2 wounded crew members of the general cargo ship Helen H were medevaced by fire rescue helicopter off the coast of Chioggia, Italy, in the Adriatic Sea. The ship departed Chioggia about midday on October 8, heading for Alexandria, Egypt, and shortly thereafter sought immediate medical help. 2 helicopter flights were conducted to transport injured sailors, both of whom were taken to the hospital. It's most likely connected to the area's inclement weather. Hope you liked this video. If you have any questions or comments, drop it in comments section. Subscribe to MarinAura for more updates.